You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
So here's a story that sounds almost unreal, but it's happening right now. Derek Huffman, a 45-year-old father of 6 from Texas, decided to leave the United States behind in search of a life aligned with what he believed were more traditional values. Like many others who feel alienated by what they call woke culture, Huffman was drawn to a bold idea. A village in Russia built specifically for American conservatives seeking refuge from liberal ideologies. His so-called American Village was the brainchild of Tim Kirby, a US-born blogger who has lived in Russia since 2006. He pitched it as a haven for Americans wanting to escape the changing cultural landscape in the US. The plan was ambitious. 30 hectares outside Moscow dedicated to people who rejected progressive norms and wanted to embrace what they saw as traditional Russian values. The Russian government even introduced a simplified visa process for applicants, waiving the usual language and history tests, as long as they signed a statement rejecting neoliberal ideology. But the dream quickly began to unravel. Only 2 American families actually made the move, and one of them was Huffman's. In early 2025, he, his wife, and their 3 daughters, ages 10 to 13, relocated to this rural patch of land near Moscow. The 3 older sons stayed in Texas. They bought their house outright, paid for their utilities, and even contributed to infrastructure development. With no government funding, the entire financial burden fell on settlers like Huffman. To speed up his path to Russian citizenship, Huffman signed a contract with Russia's Ministry of Defense. He thought he'd get a support role. Instead, he was sent straight to the front lines in Ukraine. Think about that. A Texan who fled what he saw as cultural decay in America is now fighting in Putin's war. His wife, already carrying the weight of a massive lifestyle change, began drinking again after 3 years of sobriety, overwhelmed by the stress, isolation, and fear. Alone with their daughters in a half-built village, she's now facing a reality far more brutal than anything they thought they were escaping. Meanwhile, Kirby, the man behind the project, says it's going nowhere. He couldn't secure backing from investors or local governments, and the costs are staggering. Just electrifying the area would cost over $2 million. Despite the early buzz, it's become clear that this anti-woke utopia is far from sustainable. Huffman's story is a stark reminder that when ideology meets real-world geopolitics, the consequences can be deeply personal, and sometimes devastating. A man who left home chasing values he thought were under threat now finds himself caught in a war on foreign soil, far from the safety and freedom he once knew. Stay subscribed for more videos.